Three mind-boggling discoveries that prove history is wrong. People around the globe have speculated for decades that history, as we have been taught in school, is incomplete. Interestingly, with each new discovery, we seem to understand that there are certain things that mainstream scholars have tried very hard in keeping away from history books. It seems as if there is an occult pattern that delegates what's considered as history and what is not. There are numerous discoveries around the world which point towards the fact that history is wrong, that history is, in fact, contradictory and full of surprises that don't always go hand to hand with the accounts of mainstream archaeologists and historians. Simply put, there are discoveries that have been made which directly contradict the beliefs set forth by mainstream scholars. Ancient maps that suggest prehistoric cultures navigated the globe. Among the most interesting discoveries, which directly contradict the beliefs of historians around the globe, are a series of ancient maps that suggest ancient civilizations discovered continents that, according to mainstream scholar, was discovered recently. The best examples of such maps are the Find World Map, an early cuneiform projection which features the Antarctic continent displayed along its southern edge some 300 years before it is believed to have been discovered. An inscription spans the width of the continent, southern land newly discovered, but not yet fully explored. Here, we also include the Piri-Reisi map, composed around 1520. In addition to displaying Antarctica without ice, it accurately depicts the geography of the American continent with such a precision that it looks as if it was put together with the aid of aerial photography. The cartographical charts created by Yehudi ibn Benzar display islands in the Mediterranean and Aegean seas. These islands exist still today, the only underwater, suggesting that whatever maps were used to create the cartographical chart of 1487, was from a time when our planet's geology was much different, a time that perhaps could be traced back to the antediluvian period. Ancient Egyptians navigated the globe and made it to Australia. A set of peculiar glyphs, located in Australia, indicates the presence of ancient Egyptian sailors in modern-day Australia thousands of years ago. The mysterious glyphs, known as the Gosford glyphs, are considered as a hoax by mainstream scholars. The most interesting part about the Gosford glyphs is their writing style. According to local residents that have had the opportunity to see and study these hieroglyphs, they appear extremely ancient and are written in the archaic style of the early dynasties, a style that has been studied very little and is untranslatable by most Egyptologists. Egyptologists like Muhammad Ibrahim and Kemet School co-director Youssef Abdelhakimatian, who has studied ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs his entire life. Source: Muhammad Ibrahim and Youssef Abdelhakimatian worked with a group of people in order to translate the mysterious engravings. The result? Well, not only are the mysterious ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs in Australia authentic, the scribes accurately used several ancient hieroglyphs and grammatical variations which, crucially, were not even documented in Egyptian hieroglyphic texts until 2012. Traces of cocaine discovered in ancient Egyptian mummies. One of the most disputed claims among researchers is whether or not ancient civilizations like the ancient Egyptians navigated around the globe, and whether or not they were in direct or indirect contact with other ancient civilizations of that period. One of the most controversial discoveries, which directly suggests that ancient Egyptians were in contact with ancient American civilizations, was made in 1992. In 1992, a German researcher who was performing tests on ancient Egyptian mummies found traces of hashish, tobacco, and cocaine in the hair, skin and bones of ancient Egyptian mummies. While hashish could have come from Asia through trade routes into Egypt, tobacco and cocaine were plants that only grew in the New World, at the time of mummification. So just how did these exotic narcotics arrive in ancient Egypt before the New World was found? Source: the findings were not only controversial, it was unlike anything we had been told by historians, it just didn't add up. This is why the German researchers performed another set of independent laboratory studies in order to double-check the discovery, and found the same results.